Boom, I'm back. More questions. I haven't just changed my t-shirt to make it look like it's been 2 weeks on. No way. I did these all on separate days, I promise you. Anyway, more questions today. Another 3 questions. The 3 seems to be the number that takes up 10 minutes. I don't want to keep you around for too long. And then after this, I'm going to put up another story and I want more questions because I really enjoy making these videos. The questions you ask help everyone involved. So get at me, man. My answers aren't going to help you in the slightest, but they might give you insight. You know, knowing how other people do things sometimes might bring about an epiphany, and you might yourself then go, actually, yeah, I'm going to try it that way. It's always good to hear other people's views on things. Anyway, enjoy the video, and yeah, all right. First question is from laserone tattoo. Go give him a follow online on Instagram. Here's the answer to your question, dude. My dude. When, bring it over here. When you create or find your own style, do you go for what you love doing most and hope it will work? Or, okay, I think that's the end of the question. God knows what was coming after that. So let me answer it from the perspective of art translates to tattoos. So obviously I started drawing before I started tattooing, long time before I started tattooing. Would my art work as a tattoo? No. Well, yeah, you could tattoo it, but I don't think it would last very long. It wouldn't stand the test of time. There's too much detail. I mean, this is the art that I did when I was younger. My development of my style, it was like when I started tattooing, I was a baby again. I had to find my way. I had the know-how to draw, but to translate that well into tattoos was a different story. No, at first it was very much a find what works with the medium I was working with and then go from there. But now I feel like I've got to a place where, yeah, the styles have merged slightly. There's definitely a crossover going on here. I found a style within tattooing, I found a style within art. What can I say? I'm happy with both ends of the spectrum. So now I am, like I've said a million times before, I'm very lucky. I do get to do what I want. I do enjoy it, so I only draw what I love. I don't draw things I think people are gonna lap this up. I know what kind of works within the style I do. For the people that follow me for the style I do, I know what works. So yeah, that probably didn't answer your question in the slightest, but I hope it helped regardless. So, next question. This question is from Obspero Tattoo, cool name, dude. Follow the guy online, Obspero Tattoo, and he says, or she says, I'd love to see your needle choice / approach for shading. It always looks amazing. Thank you. I can never settle on needles I like. I know I like 3 liners, but then what 3 liner? Man, you get like the 0.20s, 0.25s, 0.30s, 0.35s, long taper, medium taper, bug pin, textured. There's so many different 3 liners to start already. I love 3 liners for the details and a lot of the smaller shading. And then the mags. Mags are pretty set on, usually a long taper 0.30 or 0.35. I like the slim one, slim line ones from Quadrant. Or if I'm going a bit bigger, anything from a 13 up to a 25 I'd use. 25 more for back pieces. And then a 7 round shader or a 9 round liner for the thicker lines. Or if I'm going thick, I'll use a 14 round liner, or 14 round shader. Or like an 18 round liner or 19 round liner or something like that. But it all depends really. It's dependent on the tattoo. But yeah, for the majority of tattoos, 7 mag, 3 round liner, 5 round liner, 7 round shader or 9 round liner. Yeah, I'll do a video on like different needles and what my favourite brands are at some point, but they're the ones. At the moment I'm using a little Ghost. I suppose I switch between Ghost and Quadrant the most at the moment, and when I forget to make an order, I'll dip into whatever Yaz has or James or Benny or Alice has at the studio, so whatever they're carrying. Next question. Alright. Lone Wolf, the O is an X, fuck yeah, .tattoo. Follow them. I'll put this all in the screen so you can see the name. What's your favourite reference books to use and biggest artist influence? Yes to that question. Let's get on the artwork, man. I actually have one here. Been using it recently. The Dark Souls book. Is that focus on that shit? Yeah. Such a sick book, man. Does it have a title on it? Yeah, like the silver title. Dark Souls. So that's one of my favourite. Bear in mind, I've got most of these recently. I'll show you a couple others. Hold on. Right, I've got a little pile. I'm going to do a quick little showdown of some of the books because I like this question. I do love a good book, a good artist reference book. So, first up, I stole this from Benny Small's Tattoo. Go follow that guy, he's fucking cool. This is Paperbacks from Hell. It's just loads of old, like, book cover illustrations. Love it, man, from like old horror books. Look at that shit, man. Like, come on, you can't deny that's not cool shit. The main reason I love this book is more for the typography. I love the typography. I'm always trying to find new typography to put on t-shirts, stick like that, branding. Anyway, next book. This is one me and Alice Flow Tattoo. We both loved it. I think she bought hers at a second-hand shop, and I was like, my damn, and I found it online, so I bought it for myself. Devils, Demons, and Witchcraft. And this is more like old etchings, you know, like old stuff like that. Now, I know my style's not really this sort of thing, but I love this style, man. It's dark, it's old, and the lettering. Look at the lettering. Yeah. This is more of like a photography coffee table book by this photographer I follow called Nona Lemen. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I love her stuff, man. Really fucking cool. And the book is beautiful. Well put together. Let me find something cool to show you. Look at that, man. Can you see that? You see that stuff? Oh, it's probably dark, you can't see it. Yeah. And again, it's a book more for like inspiration and typography and layout. And I really wanted to do my own book, and I think I will do my own book at some point. I was going to do the 3D stuff, if I can carry that on. Really cool, man. Sick photographs. And look at the front cover. Just a beautiful book. Beautiful linen book. Yeah. And then obviously, well, there's no fucking name on this, but this is the Game of Thrones art book. Really cool. The Art of Mondo. So many different artists. Loads of poster art, stuff like that. So yeah, loads of books. Maybe I should do a video on that because I didn't get a chance. And I've got so many more back there. I just couldn't put them out because everything will fall over. So I do love a good art book. There's something about having an art book as opposed to flipping through Pinterest and Google and whatever. And sitting there and really getting into the art. Like that Dark Souls book I was using it for. I actually had the Dark Souls piece booked in and I needed some reference for it. So I was looking through there, all the weapons and how they looked. I'd say, also in the question, biggest artist influence, I don't know, man. Outside of tattooing, I'd say my biggest artist influence, I'd have to list off a few just off the top of my head. Eric Roper, did the big piece up there. Ken Taylor, I can never say this, just say his second name, Beksinski, Polish artist, great artist. John Baisley did all the Baroness artwork, Pig Destroyer and loads of other stuff. It's one of my favourite Metallica t-shirts is by him. Yeah, like there's so many artists. I just can't think of, when I get asked questions like this, I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, man, there's loads and I just love them all. I just love art, just so good. to stare at, get lost in for hours and hours and hours. So yeah, maybe I will make a whole video on my favorite artists. But yeah, and I hope you enjoyed that today. I hope the questions were helpful. I hope the answers to the questions were helpful. Thank you guys for sending them in. I will put up another story asking for more questions. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe and like my YouTube channel. If you want to support, get down to the Patreon or buy me a coffee or get on my store and buy some merch. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for your time. I love you guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Yeah.